What can people do for their mental health in mass layoffs, whether it be survivor's guilt or even as one of the people caught in mass layoffs? So I think that's quite interesting, isn't it? That idea that, it's not as easy. Well, it's not easy either for the people that are kind of, still there or left behind. Ash, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I guess I'll just briefly, mention that in either one of those cases, when you lose work or you're seeing a lot of other people lose work and you're feeling guilty that you're still around, that is going to bring up a lot of discomfort. Again, especially when we link our self-worth, our identity very closely to the work that we're doing. These type of events are really going to impact us emotionally. So the first thing that I would say is to just go gently on yourself. Like if you are feeling it, that's a normal and completely human response, and some would say probably even a type of grief, a grief for the people that you've lost, or a grief for the role that you've lost. And any type of loss to us as humans hurts. It hurts. It feels really, really fucking bad. So I think if you can allow yourself to acknowledge that there is going to be some pain, and I would say that doesn't make you, worthy of having a mental health condition. Yes, when bad things happen, we hurt, and that is a completely human response. In saying that too, you're talking about how you might, do something for your mental health. That is to make sure that you can support yourself in other ways, because what normally happens is if we're feeling low, we can start to almost surrender everything else that was supporting us. So we can start to stop doing the things that keep us healthy. So we can, neglect our either physical things, that are really important, like food and diet and exercise and sleep, which are absolutely critical to mental health. But we can also cut off from other people, or we can isolate, which again causes us to just go deeper and deeper down that hole. And that's where we really see mental health conditions start to germinate. So allow yourself to feel, allow, yourself to acknowledge that this is really shitty and that it hurts. And don't beat yourself up for that, because then that's just adding another level of, guilt or shame on top of that loss that your body is already processing.
I just want to be clear, when I said this is getting depressing, I'm not talking about the questions. These questions are really essential, and I'm glad that this forum exists to answer them. It's more the industry that I find really depressing. I reckon, to Ash's point, it's really important that you connect with other people who are experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing. But I think also to if it's possible, to separate yourself personally from what has happened from the situation, and to understand that, because what's really hard about something like that, rather than choosing to resign and leaving on your own terms, is the sudden lack of security and lack of control, and the sense that you've done something wrong to cause this. And it's very easy to get a little bit caught up in that. What could I have done differently? When did this start? Why did I get chosen and not so-and-so or whatever? But I think to the point of the original question, it does happen so often. And it is literally a line item in a budget that says, the books have to balance like this by the end of this month, which is X number of salaries. It's so far out of your control. And I think it's to go through that grieving period and then try and move on from it as well quite quickly, because what you don't want it to do is affect your confidence in terms of what you do next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. Like, this is it's one of those other kind of unique dynamics of this industry where you can lose an account and therefore you've got to lose all the people that work on it. So it shows that, that's not a personal thing, but also it is, when you can kind of find peace with it, it's the part where, actually sometimes great things come out of adversity.
Absolutely.
And there are some great examples there where people have been, let go and then, created something as a result. And
in hindsight, you'll realize that job was not for you,
Yeah.